Hello viewers, welcome to CodeXlabs. So I hope you are doing well. So from today onwards we are going to start the new session which is hypertext markup languages. So confused? What is hypertext markup language? So maybe you are not heard few people. So simply we can call it as HTML. HTML is a full form of hypertext markup language. So what is HTML? Why we are using the HTML? So HTML, if we can see any web application that is a front end that you are seeing, there is a HTML code. So in next video, in some time, I'll show you how the website is working and everything. So that will be covered in the second video. So for today's video, we are going to simply introducing what is a HTML, why we have to use the HTML, and some brief short history about HTML. So without getting late, let's get started. HTML. Why this you have to use the HTML? HTML is very basic programming language in web application. So if you can visit any website that made of whatever the interface you are seeing, that can be visible in a HTML only. So we can say if you want to be identify in your Windows screen, just open a right click on the any browser and just open the google.com and right click on the page anywhere and view as inspects. So there is a HTML code you can visible in one dialog box will be open. There you can see code. That code is nothing but HTML. So apart from along with the HTML, there is other languages like CSS, JavaScript. So these three are a combination pack. That's the basics of programming. So any web application having these three programming languages, and for to run these languages, you don't need to any specific compiler. If you have a browser installed, then you can run. It's not only in Windows. Even you can execute this code in your mobile browser also, like a Chrome, Firefox, Opera, whatever it is. It will be support for every web application, web browser you can say. I'll show you the HTML syntax in the next video. So before going to moving forward, we are just cover the brief of history of HTML. HTML was first introduced in 1991 by Tim Lee, and it is initially developed with a few tags. HTML language was introduced with a very few tags, and later it was making it add on the very different types of tags. And HTML 2.0, which means HTML version 2, was released at 1995, and HTML3 was introduced at 1997. So these two versions are just introduced few more tags, like a few features like tables, frames and forms. So it made easier to build more complex websites, more interactive websites. Not complex, more interactive websites. So that's HTML version 2 and 3, and if we go to the version 4, this is the standard version till now. It was first introduced at 1977. So till now you can see majority of the part of websites it is using HTML4 only, but there is a HTML5, but HTML4, if you can see most of times they are following HTML4 only. So in this version it was introduced with a styling sheets like a CSS, as well as new multimedia features like audio, video. These kind of tags are introduced in the HTML 4.4. So in late 2000 or in the area of 2000, there is a one XHTML, which means extensible HTML. So this was a successor version of HTML 4.0. We can say it's not completely version 5. It's just successor version of we can say 4.5 or something, 4.1 or something. So instead of that extensionable HTML, that is XHTML. It was a clean and consistent version of XCL, and the rules and syntax markups and never populated as a HTML. This is suppressed by the HTML5. So just they are introduced something, but it is not that much of fame. So in late 2014, HTML5 was introduced. It's around 10 years back, 9 to 10 years back, And if you can see the few websites there are built, not few, majority top websites, and nowadays everything in a HTML5. So we have a plenty of tags, what you can see, many tags, and some tags are removed from the HTML4, but like a systematic tags are introduced. It includes the new features like a systematic tags, and which makes easier to structure the web content, as well as new multimedia capabilities, and like support like for canvassing of website. And HTML5 also include the features for mobile devices, like supporting touch event and device orientations. Before closing this video, we are just discuss the small limitations of the HTML. So HTML generally independently cannot work. Like if you build any website or any web pages with HTML, that's like a skeleton of the body. So it looks not like great, but it's okay. So in just it's like a web page, you can see the tables and whatever you need, but you cannot use that much of interactive colors and everything. So overcome these issues, CSS was introduced. And whereas CSS, it's a completely cascade styling sheets, so you can style your website whatever you want. So that's it's up to you, up to your creativity. So you can just change the color, and you can just add the shape of the object, and you can create the objects like a circle, rectangle, oval, whatever you want. You can create the colors for that one, and you can make any animations, not big animations, very small animations only. So you can do that animations also with a CSS. That is not directly with HTML. You have to be create with the CSS, and there is a two options for the CSS. One is inline CSS, and you can create all your CSS in externally, and you can import that one. So, and another limitation is HTML is cannot work dynamically, HTML alone. So you for dynamic access, you need a JavaScript. So JavaScript is one of the language from the it's a kind of Java syntax, majority part, and looks like Java only. It's JavaScript. It's a lightweight programming language. It's a scripting languages from Java family. So the thing is, JavaScript can makes your website dynamically. Like if you can say, if you take example as a human body, HTML is your skeleton of the body. Whatever you have, you can create. So if you want to do some makeup, you can use that skin. Your skin is a CSS. You can do any makeup on your skin. And the thing is, JavaScript use remaining body parts, whatever which is support to movement of this muscles, or like remaining body parts. We can say that's as a JavaScript. And you can integrate it with backend applications. So backend that need a server and everything. Apart from that, this is a front-end application. So for front-end, these three are the basic common programming languages that we need. So JavaScript creates a dynamic application. For example, if you want to create a one form, or if you want to create a one page where you need to submit your results, or you want to create a one button, of that action button. If you click that button, these things happen, and that should be happen. And these all kind of stuffs you can create with the JavaScript. Yes, so that's it for this video. We'll see in the next video. From next video onwards, we'll see from the screen how we can start code for HTML. And thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye bye. Tata.